I honestly believe that had I not found the gospel, that I would probably be dead or in a mental institution right now. That's how bad I was at that point. It all started probably 8 or 9 years ago. I had my first panic attack. I didn't really know what it was. Apparently the doctors didn't know what it was either. 6 years of going to counseling and just didn't get better. Matter of fact, it rapidly got worse and worse to the point where the last 3 years was unbearable. 8 to 10 hour straight panic attacks. And the only way I could find relief from that horror that I was going through was alcohol, unfortunately. And I continued to just go down that road, and just nothing was getting better. And I don't know how much closer I was to the bottom, honestly. I've never been a big spiritual person, but I started reaching out to God, praying like I never prayed before. And I didn't know if he was hearing me. And one day, in the middle of a panic attack, I decided to open up Facebook. I guess it was to distract my mind. I was scrolling through it, and a really good friend of mine from high school had posted something. I don't know why, I just looked at it and I clicked it, and it turned out to be Elder Holland's conference talk, Like a Broken Vessel. I don't know why that video touched me so much, but it gave me the first time that I got a little bit of hope in my life. I'd reached out to my lifelong friend that, who shared it, and through talking to him, and he came up with the idea of giving me a priesthood blessing. Mind you, I didn't know anything about a priesthood blessing. It sounded very, very crazy to me. But I guess I trusted him enough, and I probably had just a little bit amount of faith to go ahead and do it. It was April General Conference 2017. I went over to his in-laws' house, and him and his father-in-law gave me a blessing. And it was an amazing experience to me. I didn't know what it was all about, but all I knew was I was calm afterwards, and there was something that stuck in my mind that I'll never forget, something that was said. And it said that the decisions I make today will change generations in my family. And of course, I didn't know what that meant at the time. So, of course, I was given a Book of Mormon, and I went home and I proceeded to have a panic attack and drink. Nothing had changed, immediately anyways. But then I started getting these feelings and these things that were totally out of character for me. And it finally, one day I was in my garage, and I will never forget this moment, and I was about ready to crack a beer, and I heard this voice in my head say, eliminate, eliminate, eliminate. And I remember looking up, and it said, eliminate personal behavior. And I knew exactly who was telling me that voice. I knew exactly what he was talking about. And it was at that moment that I completely surrendered. And I was actually angry. And I looked up and I said, God, if you're real, prove it. You take this away from me. This is no longer my problem, it's your problem. And became so calm. And that was the first time that I was ever openly admit how bad my drinking problem had gotten, that I immediately called every close friend, every close family member, and I told them, I don't know how, but I'm gonna beat this. And then fast forward about a month and a half, I find myself in a rehab facility, 30-day rehab facility in Eugene, Oregon. So I walk into this rehab facility, and I have my Book of Mormon. And the main point is I walked in with just the Book of Mormon, and I walked out with the testimony of the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon. And for me, that was a big deal. It was about 2 days after I was home. I get this knock on my door at 9 o'clock at night, and I open up the door, and it's my ward sister missionaries who I've never met coming over to bring me cookies. They offered me hey, why don't you come tomorrow? It's a Wednesday at noon. Nobody be in the church, we'll give you a tour. I get there, and we toured through the church, and it was the most amazing thing ever happened to me. I looked at these two sister missionaries that I'd never met in my life. And I know that I met them before. I knew that I was a member of this church before. And I knew that I was finally home. And it was at that time, without a second doubt, I said, give me my baptismal date. I'm all in. My dedication to what I knew that the Lord had done for me will never waver. I have absolutely zero craving for alcohol. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I know I'm on camera today, I will never take another sip of alcohol again. And I know what my mission is in life. I know it's to bring people closer to Christ through my experiences. And that is the gospel to me.